Hi everyone, and welcome back to Tanta Passione. Just 2 weeks ago, the Australian Open final was played, and Novak Djokovic won his 18th Grand Slam. It feels like, it was much longer, but here I am just to celebrate another important moment in the history of tennis. As you can see probably from the face and the images in the background of this live, because tomorrow, after exactly 404 days, King Roger Federer will be back in action. And of course, I thought it was very important to have here with me Maggie, one of the main supporters behind Roger. So first of all, hi Maggie, how are you?
Hello, Ale. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. As you can see, it's not a coincidence that I'm wearing a
top
with the Roger Federer logo, just to make you
very nice.
happy. How do you feel? Do you feel excited about these news? Did you read anything? Did you see any of Roger's tweet?
So I know I'm very pleased he's back. It's nice to see him back in action. Nice to see that he's back competing and hopefully getting stronger to carry on and come to Roland Garros and then Wimbledon finally. So I saw a little video that he did on Twitter, I think, where he was in the airport just saying that he was ready to fly off to Doha and that he was excited and he's really looking forward to getting back to competing.
Exactly, Mag. It's the same that I watch. It's funny because Roger will turn 40 on the 8th of August, but he sounded to me like a little boy, so genuine, so spontaneous, so excited, to the idea of being back. Also, in his words, he said, I wanted to come back, in a smaller tournament, probably with less stress. I feel good. I'm very excited to the idea of playing. Hope to see some spectators in the stadium. Otherwise, I would be happy, if a lot of you are following and watching me from home. And also, he said, thank you so much to all of those people who helped me to be back. My last trip was more than 1 year ago, because his last professional match was played in Melbourne during the semi-final, I think last January 2020, where he lost in 3 sets against Novak Djokovic. So he said he feels incredible. Again, not to see Roger in action for more than 400 days was a very strange feeling. Probably it made me think that we really need to appreciate and try to enjoy as much as we can Roger, Rafa and Nole, these 3 incredible champions, all in the same era. And it feels like looking back just yesterday when Roger won his first Grand Slam at Wimbledon in 2003. Just looking at his draw, fun enough, I don't know if you saw, Maggie, he was practicing in Doha against the British player Evans.
I haven't seen the draw, no.
Yeah, Evans can be basically his first opponent, either Evans or the French Chardy. And after that, potentially, he might play against Borna Coric, who just yesterday lost the semi-final in the Master 500 in Rotterdam, and also in a semi-final potentially either Shapovalov or David Goffin, and in the final Dominic Thiem, who is basically the first seed, in this tournament without Rafa, Nole, and Daniil Medvedev. But again, I believe Roger just wants to enjoy the moment. He wants to see where he is. He said, of course, when I was younger, I could train, for even 4 or 5 hours per day, spend a lot of time in the gym, but now I need to look after my body. And he confirmed, of course, he's going to play Doha and the Master 500 in Dubai, but he confirmed already that he's going to miss the Master 1000 in Miami. And he said, again, we try to be back during the clay season. Again, it's quite surprising because, as you know, in the last couple of years, he decided, to skip a little bit that part, in particular because he's probably the most demanding and the most tiring. But who knows if now, just to recover his kind of a feeling with his knees, he prefers to play on clay just to give him, a better comfort. Probably, the surface is softer. What do you think? Is a good strategy for Roger or?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think start in a tournament that's not going to give him any pressure, but start competing again against. They're not bad players. Just because Nole and Rafa are not there, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy for him. And also, yes, getting back on clay will be good for him as well, because I guess he needs to test out the knees to see how he's doing. So yeah, no, I think it's a good idea.
And yeah, also probably Roger's first goal and target is definitely Wimbledon. We still don't know if the tournament will be played. They just confirmed from the Roland Garros. I think, fingers crossed, we're going to have the second Grand Slam will be played between, the last week in May and the first in June, with the final, on a Sunday, 6th of June. It's a very important date because my best man was born on that day, so who knows, probably it's going to be a lucky one. And they said, the organizer, the French association, they confirmed that they're gonna try, to have as many spectators as possible. Also, it's going to be the first time that we're going to have night sessions on the Philippe Chatrier. As you know, they finish the roof, and they already used the roof last September, October, when they played, the kind of extraordinary Roland Garros during the autumn session. We don't know about Wimbledon, but my question to you, Maggie, do you think Roger has more chances than Rafa to win his favorite home tournament, meaning Wimbledon, or do you think it's the other way around, Rafa more chances to win the next Roland Garros?
Good question. As good as Roger is on grass, I have a feeling that it will be easier for Rafa to win Roland Garros because he's just so dominant on that surface, and Roger has Nole to contend with on grass, and other up and coming players. They're working out how to play on grass, whereas Rafa just seems to be so at home on the clay surface that I think it'll be easier for Rafa to win another Roland Garros than for Roger to win Wimbledon. Having said that, I would still love to see him in the final.
Well, let's remember 2 years ago in 2019, he had 2 consecutive match points on 40-15 on serve. We all know, even you, I don't want to remind you that kind of very sad day. But yes, Roger, I think is incredible. I believe, on grass where the matches can go very fast and quicker than other surfaces, he has his chances. I don't see, apart from Novak Djokovic, other players. I don't know, eventually in the first week, big servers, but who knows? I believe if Roger is on fire and is back on his level immediately after, Novak Djokovic is the favorite on grass. And also, just I want to give you some statistics, Maggie, because these I was just reading the other day. They are to me incredible. the big three, this incredible dominance over since basically 2003, since Roger's first Grand Slam at Wimbledon. They have won 83% of Grand Slam that have been played. So
that's impressive.
This is why I don't know. Of course, it depends on their fitness, but like Nole said, we're just trying to make the next gen and the younger generation probably to wait a little bit longer. We're not going to drop the bone. We're going to try to make their life as difficult as possible. Again, if I look back at this day, in 2003, I was still my penultimate year at university, and just now they're still playing almost 20 years. It's 18 years. It's incredible. I don't think, to be honest, we are going to witness another era with the three incredible, such dominant players. Probably let's expect that when they pull out or when they retire, we're going to have I don't know, every year or every Grand Slam a different winner, kind of up and down. Who knows? But these are definitely incredible numbers. And this is kind of another record that will be broken, because I don't know if you were aware, Maggie, but Daniil Medvedev, since the ranking, so far has been frozen, and the system was different from the usual one due to the COVID, to the lockdown. He will become the new number 2 in the world from the 15th of March, Monday. Yes, and he's going to be the first player since Leighton Hewitt, when on the 25th of July 2005, he get on the top of the two, basically got one of the two top spots. Again, only the big four since 2005 have been in the top 2 spots, either Novak Djokovic or Roger Federer or Rafael Nadal or Andy Murray. Again, it's an incredible,
very impressive.
The dominance is just absolutely insane. I have no idea, even for these players. It's been probably since the last, I would say 2017, 2018, that every year they were saying, okay, this is the year we're going to have new players on the top, new Grand Slam winners. And again, even last year, Dominic Thiem won the US Open, probably due to the fact that Novak Djokovic was disqualified. Otherwise, I don't know if the outcome would be basically the same. But just now, leaving a little bit Roger, wishing him a lot of good luck, break a leg during his tournament in Doha. The final will be played, next Saturday. Eventually, if he reaches the final and he wins, we can make, another short live video with you, Maggie, eventually next Saturday or Sunday. Just moving back to the other top players. I don't know if you were aware, Maggie, but Rafa pulled out of the Rotterdam and Acapulco 500 ATP Masters. This is why Daniil Medvedev automatically, because he's not going to be able to defend his 500 points that he won just last year in Acapulco. He said he's still struggling with his back. He wants to fully recover from his injury. And again, even if he's registered for the Master 1000 in Miami, that will be played, between the 24th of March until the 4th of April. The final will be played on Easter Day. Again, I have my gut feeling that I believe we will see Rafa back in Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo will start, from Sunday, the 11th of April. I have this feeling, even for Rafa, like for Roger, I believe he's going to focus on the clay season, trying, to give his best during Roland Garros. And of course, like Rafa said, his priority now are the Grand Slam, but for sure he's not obsessed from winning, these big tournaments. The most important thing for him is to keep healthy. So do you agree with this decision, just to rest and to try to find his best form?
Definitely. There's no point in pushing himself. He's if he's concentrating more on the Grand Slams, then it's much more intelligent for him to give himself a rest. Also, it's interesting that I'm assuming that they still have to quarantine when they get to their destinations or not, because you're flying backwards and forwards. It's interesting how things are going to work out, or I don't know.
I think the state of Florida in the United States, because the Master 1000 is played in Miami, has a slightly different rules. I believe, of course, they are going to need to be tested before arriving and make sure, but there isn't the same quarantine that we saw in Australia. When they're back, of course, in Europe, right. I think they need to check, but it was more or less like last year. If you remember, Novak Djokovic or other players, he was disqualified at the US Open, and after a few days, he just started in the Master 1000 in Rome. I don't think, my only concern is just the fact that it's a tournament where Rafa played 5 finals. Unfortunately, he never won. Probably he lost, I think, 2 times against Roger Federer in the final.
In Miami?
In Miami, and 2 times against Djokovic, and now I don't remember the 5th time. But anyway, I think it would be a little bit crazy for him just to, even in terms, because Indian Wells has been at the moment suspended. They still don't know when they're going to eventually play Indian Wells, if eventually immediately after the US Open, but still I don't know, because after 10 days, a couple of weeks, there is the Rod Laver Cup, the tournament organized by the Roger Federer's agent. And by the way, just speaking about Rod Laver, was funny. I saw his tweet a couple of days ago where he mentioned, I'm pretty sure the main threats for Rafa, the next Roland Garros, are going to be Medvedev, who, by the way, never passed the first round, Zverev, Tsitsipas, and Novak Djokovic. But it was funny that he forgot. I didn't mention Dominic Thiem, that, to be honest, between you and me, I think is the main contender at the next Roland Garros. He had a period where he was quite up and down in terms of fitness, but I think Dominic has all the shots and the power to cause some problems to Rafa. Also, is going to be very important, because now Rafa is moving to the number 3. Potentially, he can even play against Novak Djokovic in a semi-final. We have to see, of course, now during the clay season, Rafa will have the opportunity to get more points, because last year they didn't play at all Monte Carlo, the Master 500 in Barcelona, the Master 1000 in Madrid. So before Roland Garros, Rafa eventually, if he's healthy, is 100%, and if he decides to play all of them, and there aren't changes in terms of due to the COVID situation, he will be able to get an important number of points in terms of his ranking, and try to get as higher as possible. But just going back to your comment earlier, I think of course we always expect Rafa to be the favorite, but the Roland Garros this year, with the night session, with the fact that already in the past, when Rafa was having some back problems, probably where his worst seasons, I don't know. I'm just a little bit trying to be to wait and to see, at least during April and May, how he's going to play the tournaments, the pre-season of the Roland Garros. But also just switching to the Australian Open winner and defending champion. As you know, he played since probably the 3rd round with this injury. It was funny that just 2 or 3 days ago, his coach Vaida said, "I'm very concerned about this injury. Probably we are going to review a little bit our schedule. We're going to pull out from some tournaments." And just 24 hours after, Nole confirmed his presence, at the Master 1000 in Miami, where I believe he won already, I would say 6 times, and he wants probably to get the record of winning, a 7th time. It never happened before. And it's funny, he confirmed as well he's going to play in Monte Carlo and as well in the Master 250 in Belgrado, in his home country, hometown. Again, I'm just a little bit, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm quite surprised. 2 weeks ago, he had this kind of abdominal tear injury, and now as well to go in Miami, where it's a very humid condition. I know that Nole loves playing that tournament, but I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical regarding his presence in Miami. Also, Roger confirmed that he's not going to attend Miami as well. Stan Wawrinka. I think a lot of players probably want to preserve their fitness, their body. They are a little bit worried, to switch so quickly from indoor, outdoor, extreme, weather condition after moving to Europe, where even during the beginning of April, we started some warm days. Even today in the UK, we had a beautiful sunny day, but the temperature, I think, is not the best for your body. So again, are you surprised about Nole confirmed? And do you think is he going to attend Miami? Because now it's just supposed to start in 3 weeks' time, the Master 1000 in Miami.
Well, I'm surprised that given the severity of the injury that he had during the Australian Open, I know he went to the final and went on to win it, but considering that the week before he was almost going to pull out, I'm a bit confused really about whether it's a serious injury or not, because if he's going to play in the Miami Masters and then a few other tournaments, then his coach thinks one thing, but he thinks another thing completely. So I'm a bit confused.
I don't know, to be honest. Again, if it's just they have to do due to the sponsors some previous, because even they were saying, they were questioning because as you know, the prize money it's getting very affected, and some people as well regarding Rafa pulling out from the Acapulco, they said, he's not coming because now the prize money is not the same as usual as previous years, and even his agent Costa had to confirm no, he's not coming due to his back injury, but the fact that he still registered his name is inserted, for example, for the Master 1000 in Miami. I don't know if it's just a kind of bureaucracy as we know, but we're going to discover all of this, Maggie, in this documentary that will be released by the end of this 2021, where Novak Djokovic will go through a lot of things that happened in the last couple of months. His experience at the US Open when he was disqualified, the Adria Tour, the COVID, the lockdown, the injury during the Australian Open. Let's see. Again, if I had to bet, even I never bet in my life, but if I had to bet £1, I'm not so sure about his presence at the Master 1000 in Miami. Also, I believe knowing someone like Novak, he wants to compete at the top level. Again, I believe his clay season will be very, very important for him. As well, his main target are going to be Roland Garros and Wimbledon. Roland Garros, if he wins, he's going to become, I think, the first player since Rod Laver to win at least 2 times each Grand Slam. Also, another question that, because before I ask you, Mag, about Roger and Rafa and their chances, to win Roger Wimbledon and Rafa Roland Garros, considering that Nole at the moment has 18 Grand Slams, do you think by the end of the year, Nole will be able to match up the number of Grand Slams of Roger and Rafa or not?
Oh, I don't know. It's a tricky one because we've talked about Rafa at Roland Garros. We've talked about Roger's chances at Wimbledon. Djokovic is a threat, I think, to both of them in those Grand Slams. So who knows? I think possibly not. I mean, it's only two Grand Slams difference. Is that right?
It's correct. So let's consider that again. I still consider Novak Djokovic the favorite number one next Wimbledon and US Open. Again, we need to see the US Open is supposed to happen immediately after the Olympics as well. We all know that for Nole it's going to be very important to represent his country. We don't know yet if the Olympics will take place. Will happen in Japan. The situation is still a little bit uncertain. But I would say that considering there are still three Grand Slams to be played, I'm quite confident, and I believe that Novak for sure at least he will win one more Grand Slam before the end of the year, if not even.
Yes.
And I'm not so sure about the chances of Roger and Rafa. As I said, it will depend a lot, because now Roger at the moment I think is number probably 6 in the world,
right,
because he was just I think Tsitsipas overtook him due to his results at the Master 500 in Rotterdam. It will be very, very important to see, because again, it might be, I don't know, a quarter-final Roger on the side of Novak. And that can be quite difficult, because as you know, probably these players have more chances to lose before. But once they reach the final, in particular their home slam, when they are focused, when they prepare, I think it's almost impossible. Like it was almost impossible to beat Novak. He won all of the 9 finals that he played in Australia, as well as Wimbledon. If I don't remember wrong, he lost only one final in 2013 against Andy Murray. But in that occasion, he had like a super marathon against Juan Martín del Potro in the semi-final. Otherwise, he won all the other finals that he played at Wimbledon. So again, at Roland Garros, we have to see, because he's for sure. And by the way, tomorrow officially is going to start his week 311 as a number 1. So he will overtake Roger in this special record. Again, Nole can look, and prepare everything from the top. He's basically 100% sure that he's going to play all the next Grand Slam. Eventually, only Daniil Medvedev. But again, considering that now there is the clay season and Wimbledon, where he didn't show great skills on grass as well, I don't think he's going to manage to make enough points to overtake Novak Djokovic. So I believe Novak, at least until August, September, if not, until the end of the year, will be the number 1. So let's see who knows. But just switching very quickly, I don't know if you had the opportunity to see a little bit in Rotterdam.
No, I haven't.
There is definitely Andrey Rublev, another Russian player who is on fire. Just yesterday, he defeated in the semi-final Stefano Tsitsipas in 2 sets with a score of 6-3, 7-6. He produced an incredible performance, 34 winners versus 16. Only 14 unforced errors versus 13. And right now, live is playing the final against the Hungarian player Fuchsovics. They are at the moment without, I think, any break, 3-2 for the Russian player, and Fucsovics is serving. He hit another record with yesterday, was his, I think, 19th consecutive win in a Master 500. So it seems that Andrey Rublev is the king of Master 500, and I think he level, if he wins today, will overtake Rafa. I believe Rafa between 2011, 2013, he had something like that in terms of an incredible streak of wins at the Master 500 tournaments. Again, I believe Andrey Rublev is a player to take into consideration. He has improved a lot. He has a lot of power, a lot of determination, a very good attitude, and I think he will be for sure, in the top 8 for a while.
Good.
Yeah, so for the Russian is quite interesting time, because also there is Kachanov, but there is as well, we're going to see in Doha the surprise of the Australian Open, Aslan Karatsev, who eventually he might play, the first round against the Dominic Thiem. He has to play, he got a wild card in this tournament. If he wins against Zahid, he might play against the Dominic Thiem. So very interesting matchup. Now, I don't know what's your prediction. What do you think? Just do you think Rublev will manage, to win today? Is this a tournament, Maggie?
Well, if he's on fire, if he's doing well and getting some good results, then why not?
Well, for sure. And just switching very quickly to the women, just yesterday, a player that I particularly like, and for a lot of reasons, in particular regarding her story, what happened in private life, the fact, she was assaulted a couple of years ago. Petra Kvitová won the final in Doha against, the Spanish player Garbin Muguruza with an incredible score of 6-2, 6-1. It was a very windy day yesterday, so probably Petra showed, more focus. She managed, to adjust a little bit her game. Her game was not affected from the not very nice weather condition, and I think she had a quite interesting path to the final, because she won, the first round against Pavlyuchenko 6-1, 6-3, as well semi-final against Pegula, who I believe played just at the semi-final at the Australian Open with a score of double 6-4. So again, it's always good, probably as well, because Petra is a lefty player. Always love lefty players, as you know, Maggie. And, I'm very pleased with that. So thank you so much. I think we plan more or less, 30 minutes chat. Here we are, like the clock is just showing 33 minutes. Thank you so much again, Maggie, for your presence during this
Thank you for having me.
I wanted to invite you because once it was confirmed, again, I know that even during the Australian Open, Roger said, see you in Doha. I can't wait. Even the photo that you see, on the top right is the photo that he took
Very
during
smiley.
His training session, when he said, just 1 week to go, I can't wait. Just published that photo on his Twitter account. We all want to see Roger so smiley, and as well to give us all the emotions, the incredible feelings. I have to say, it's always a pleasure to see him on court. He looks a little bit like a ballerina in terms of he's so elegant with his shots. I saw as well some short videos of him during a training session, backhand, forehand. It's always a beauty. It's always a pleasure to see Roger in action. So let's wish him to have a very lucky experience in Doha. Why not to reach the final next Saturday? So eventually we can celebrate Roger. I can invite you again in this special format. I don't know if you want to say anything to whoever is watching, was watching live this special, who is going to watch, later on during the day or during the week.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe.
Fantastic. It's very important. If you want to see Roger to be successful this year, to win as many tournaments as possible, and I think to overtake the record of Jimmy Connors, because I think Jimmy Connors is the player who got the highest number of tournaments. Roger is just behind, I think 6 or 7 tournaments behind. So subscribe to Tanta Passione, leave your comments. We want to see this man, who, by the way, is only 1 year younger than me. I wish, to be as fit as Roger and as successful as him. Anyway, Maggie, thank you so much for your presence. I hope to see you soon.
Yes.
In the coming weeks, and again to have more guests, because we have so much tennis in front of us, and like I usually say, tennis never sleeps on Tanta Passione. So stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, leave your predictions, your comments. Who do you think is going to win the next Grand Slams? Do you think Nole is going to be able by the end of the year to match the number of Grand Slams won by Roger and Rafa, 20, or eventually even overtake, because there are still 3 more to be played? Who knows? He might, we are 2021 to reach 21 under his belt. To discover all of this, you just have one thing to do. Stay tuned on Tanta Passione. That's all for today.